Are these games being built on any particular chain? Do they roll their own chain?
Yeah, it really depends on the game. I think some of like the more ambitious games, like Big Time, who's founded by the Decentraland founder, I believe they are trying to make their own blockchain, right? So they're going to have their own chain, but I think for a lot of the other games who aren't as resourced, maybe don't have like 9 figures plus the funding, they're probably just going to create it on a chain that they think is good for them. And in the chains I think that most games would prefer to be on would be like Solana, Immutable, Avalanche, Binance Smart Chain. And that's just because every time you make a transaction, you don't have to pay like $100 or $200 like you do on Ethereum.
Yeah.
So and then I guess whenever it comes to these games on where they want to develop in particular, it's really up to the team. But I think they probably want to develop on the chains that have the biggest gaming communities. Immutable X is a layer 2 of Ethereum, and that is a layer 2 that's really meant for gaming. So I think there's a lot of games trying to build there because it is literally a blockchain built for gaming. And then another one I see one on is just Binance Smart Chain, cheap transactions, and they're probably like one of the most established chains out there. They have a huge community, especially in Asia. So that was just like one that a lot of games I see popping up on, and like it's not necessarily the perfect chain for it, but like it works pretty well. So I don't think they really care, to be honest.
Yeah.
And the same with Solana as well, right? Solana, cheap, super fast transactions. So this is another area where I'm seeing a ton of games being built. So those 3 blockchains are primarily the ones I see being built. You see some on Avalanche, you see some on Phantom as well. But
how does one? I'm not sure if you know that too much about Immutable X, but I'm curious, just randomly, if like, what does it mean to be sort of blockchain or like game first blockchain? Like that they're building their marketplaces around gaming in particular, or like maybe they just have some particular partnerships lined up, or how does one be like blockchains, game specific blockchain?
Yeah. So that's a really good question. I think Immutable X is basically like any other like layer 2 type blockchain in a sense. It's just that they're creating a platform for games to be on. So they're kind of like branding that blockchain to be a gaming blockchain. I think that's the main difference. Obviously, there's definitely some tech differences, which I'm not actually sure on the exact tech differences between all the layer 2s like Arbitrum, Optimism, Immutable X. But yeah, I think Immutable X, their idea is that they are going to be the gaming blockchain of Ethereum, and they're pushing for that to have all new games launched on that platform because of that.
Yeah, the thing about I think gaming in general, it's like it's a little bit of an asynchronous experience. Like you have all these events. It's an event-driven experience where blockchains by nature are a little bit synchronous. So I think having some specific asynchronicity would help with facilitating the transactions. But I think, I'm curious about Immutable X though. It sounds like an interesting one to check out.